Hey guys, I'm making this video about my new sample pack, which is called Pylon. This is a collection of over 1,000 sounds that I have handcrafted myself over the past 6 or 7 months, and I've worked really hard on this. And your support and everything will be much appreciated. But in this video, I want to talk about what's inside the pack and what you can do with it. First, I'll play this little quick example of what I made with using some samples from the pack. I'd say like 90% of them are from the pack that I'm releasing, and that's what it sounds like. So yeah, that's just like a general idea of what's inside the pack, what you can do with it. And so I'll go in like another project file and I'll talk about what you can do with it. So here we go. So before I go any further with this pack, I want to talk to you about what the main purpose of it is to be used for. So this is a collection, this is over 2 gigabytes of my sound design sounds and stuff, my basses, sound effects, everything. These sounds are meant to inspire, to be used to create, process, reprocess again, over again, chop up, just manipulate, because most of the sounds are raw. They are processed like the basses, but they're raw. They're messy, they're a little bit messy, but they're meant to be chopped up and to be used uniquely, because if I were to give you just a pack full of loops and just one shots, it's not fun. I think having fun is being able to create with what I give you, and so I give you sounds that aren't perfect, sounds that aren't completely 100% the way they're supposed to be. Or they're all the way they're supposed to be. They're not like 100% there, because you're gonna add that last 10%, that last 20%. That's what this pack is all about. And so you see here in this pack we have 5 or 6 main folders. There's bass, there's drums, there's fun, there's pads, there's sound effects, and sound design. As you can see here, in the bass folder we have 5 main folders. And the Eli's base station part. This is a collection of sounds. It's 5 folders I've taken out of my personal library, and these contain basses that have been made with different processing methods, unique processing methods, things you wouldn't see anywhere else usually most of the time. So they're named interestingly because I think I went through different phases with these. There's at least like 7 or 8 different like processes I went through, but most of these basses are just, they sound like this. They're just experimental kind of sounds. And so in this next folder, these are some experiments I've done with basses. These are 1 or 2 days when I've like taken my time and just made a bunch of basses using new methods that I figured out. These are some other basses that I use like different plugins with. And then lastly, these are spectrally processed basses. These are all meant to be chopped up, processed, used, recycled. Everything, anything you can think of, whatever you want to do with them, do with them. Now for the drum section, these drums are meant to be used like for heavier kind of style. There's no soft kicks, there's no like soft snares. There are claps, but this is divided into 2 sections, loops and one shots. In the loop section we have hats, which is loops of just hat loops for neurofunk, drum bass, etc. These are percussion loops, kind of the same thing. The hats sound like this, like just your normal hat loops. And percussion loops, they sound like this. Just different like kind of things. And the non-general, these are more experimental type hat or percussion loops, like vocal sounds, maybe. Just weird, plucky things. Now for top end, this is just recycled breaks, processed breaks, some things like this. Just breaks. In one shot, these are all punchy drum bass drums. These are claps, so all these claps. Let me see. These are old claps, hats, etc. Kicks. There's more percussion sounds. There's snares. Anything you'd ever need to like make drum bass. In the fun section, these are just percussion sounds that I've had fun making. I'd say they're really useful. They're unique. They sound like Sophie snares because they're inspired by them. but these are all made from scratch. Pads, these are just a collection of 12 or 13 pads. And then we get to the sound design section. These are all unique sounds. So ambience are all sci-fi inspired ambiences. They sound like just really strange. The cache folder, this is just a collection of sound effects and mech sounds and etc. technology inspired sounds. Just really interesting sounds. And there's 3 sections. There's gun sounds, etc. that I made. This gen folder is a collection of generative sounds made by like machines or like just weird wacky synths. They're mainly for I'd say experimental, techie kind of inspired drum bass or bass music in general. They sound like they're just process breaks. Just really strange sounds. And the reverb percussion section, these are just percussion sounds, but they have a lot of reverb tails in them, and they're different percussion sounds meant for ambient related stuff. This goes really good with the ambient section. And then the tech folder, these are 6 different folders that have 6 different kind of sounds, just beeps for interface sounds. There's extra sound effect sounds that I made. There's morph sounds. There's roll sounds that I used, and syntheticity, which are like you can easily recognize this if you've heard my music before. So all these raw sounds, if you guys want to use them for anything, these are mech sounds that I made. There's just 3 folders of them. Robot sounds, more mech sounds, and these are all whooshes, whoosh sounds. So, and this folder is textures, which is just a collection of just textures that are used for like background noises, etc. And the sound design folder is full of sessions I've had, which is just where I've sat down and made sounds. And so, yeah, that is basically the pack in a nutshell. There's obviously a lot more samples in here. I didn't go through all of them, but you'll find that it's really easy just to sit down and like make a drum loop for, I don't know, drum and bass. Go in here, grab like a kick and a snare, make your loop, etc. And so yeah, the pack is $25, and it's priced that way because I feel like there's a lot of hard work in here. It's a lot of samples. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't have and a lot of people want. 2 gigabytes, $25. I think it's worth it. Simple. So check out the link in the description for my Gumroad page where you can buy this sample, and I'll leave a link for my SoundCloud page where I'll show you more demos of what you can do with the pack. There's 2 made by some of my best friends. But yeah, that's about it.